Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video, which is my makeup collection tour. One of you commented in one of my videos at the end of last year asking for a makeup collection, and I said yes, absolutely, it's coming in January, and now it is halfway through February and I'm finally filming this for you, so apologies for the delay, but we are getting this one done. In this video I'll show you where I keep my collection and then we can kind of go through the products. I won't spend a ton of time talking about each, I'll kind of just name them and move on, but I will say, like, I feel like my collection is extremely curated and it just keeps getting more so with all the panning that's going on. I do occasionally buy makeup, but nothing like I feel like I used to, and I am really proud of that. I'm really proud of where my collection has come. I definitely think there are categories of my collection that are probably still too big, and some categories of my collection that I could stand to have a few more options in, which I think that's okay. It's never going to be perfectly even or perfectly right, but overall I do feel quite pleased with where my collection stands today. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through that now. Okay, to be perfectly candid with you all, I have no idea the best way to go through my collection with you, but I decided let's not overthink it and let's just talk about stuff instead of trying to figure out the perfect way to do that. So this is the setup on my desk. My computer's here, and then I have shelving beneath my desk that has some more makeup, but we'll start kind of with this setup. But before we do that, I always keep makeup in my makeup bag, which I've placed right here for you. So we can quickly go through this. This is all the makeup that I'm currently using, basically. So in no particular order, I have my One Size setting spray, my Benefit Benetint, this OG foundation stick, Tartsy Hydroflex Serum Foundation. I have this Roller Lash Mascara, ABH Brow Wax, ABH Brow Gel. And then I also have this Milani like brow pen, which I never really use. I have this CoverGirl Clean Fresh Powder, the Urban Decay Highlight, the Guerlain Bronzer, Rare Beauty Blush. I also have this Merit Blush that I've been keeping in there. For lippies, I'm working on this Fenty Beauty lip gloss in my project pan, and then this Lipstick Queen lipstick, Maybelline lipstick, EOS lip balm, Kylie liquid lip, and Kiko Milano lip liner. And then I also have my Party Proof eye primer and this NYX eyeliner. So that's like the makeup that's currently in my makeup bag. I can't fit my palettes that I'm working on in my makeup bag, so we'll get to them. And then up here I have my brushes, of course. So I try to keep them a bit organized by like larger brushes and then eye brushes, but the brushes that I use on a daily basis are also in my makeup bag, so these don't really get used as much unless the brushes in my makeup bag are dirty. All right, so starting first with this bottom drawer, this ideally is just powders. I have this one primer. This is the Benefit Porefessional primer. I'll probably end up decluttering this because this was like the one primer that I held on to and I never use it. So that might find its way out of my collection. So powders that I currently have are this LYS powder, and then I have, in addition to the CoverGirl powder that I already mentioned that's in my makeup bag. And then I have two loose powders. This is the Everyday Vacay powder by Ciate London, and then the Coty Airspun powder. Next drawer, again, ideally bronzers. I have some overflow of other things, so this is a blush. I'll hold off on talking about that. So in my bronzer drawer, in addition to the Guerlain bronzer that I mentioned, I have this Marc Jacobs bronzer, this LYS bronzer, and this Milani bronzer. Those are my like powder bronzers. And then I also have this OG Sculpted Face Stick in the shade Amber, and then this Merit Day Glow Highlighting Balm, which I have in my bronzer drawer because it's more of a bronzy shade. I use this more just like as body makeup. Next drawer is highlights. Again, I have some overflow in here. This is a blush. I'm gonna hang on to this. And in my highlight drawer, in addition to the Urban Decay highlight that's in my makeup bag, I have this Becca highlight in Champagne Pop, Benefit Cookie highlight, NARS Albatross highlight, MAC Soft and Gentle highlight, Jaclyn Hill highlighter palette, and then I also have this Cutie Little Artist Couture loose highlight that I don't know if I've ever used, but I hang on to it because it's pretty. Those were like the three big drawers here. Now we're gonna talk about my blush drawer. So I'm gonna pull over these two that aren't fitting in there. So this is the Patrick Ta blush and She's the Moment. That's kind of like the double blush, the powder and the cream. Then I have this Ciate London blush in the shade Dusk, Buxom blush in the shade Dolly. And then I showed the one Merit cream blush that I have in my makeup bag, in addition to the Benetton and the Rare Beauty blush. And then I also have these two other Merit blushes in the shades Bespoke and Mood. I also have two OG Sculpted face sticks, which I also consider blushes, in the shade Carnelian and Topaz. I use those as like cream blushes. And then I also have this Kylie blush in the shade Rosy. Okay, next drawer is single shadows, and honestly, I think I need to take a look at what's in here too, because I could probably stand to declutter some of this. But for single shadows, I have this Kiko Milano eyeshadow in the shade 200. I don't know if I'll ever declutter this one. One, because I've hit pan on it, but two, I got this in Venice when my husband and I went to Italy, so it does feel a bit sentimental. I also have this NARS eyeshadow in the shade Dion. I have one of the Urban Decay Moon Dust shadows in the shade Lithium. These are like gorgeous shades. I never really wear sparkly eyeshadows, but now I'm like looking at them and I'm like, oh, they're so beautiful. I have two of these Kaja Moon crystals. Again, when talking about decluttering, it's probably going to be these two because they're creams and I just don't know if they'll perform at the level that they should anymore. I have this Artist Couture eyeshadow in the shade Nebula. This is, I mean, you can see from like the packaging, but like one of the absolutely most stunning eyeshadows I've ever seen. I'm obsessed with that one. I never wear it anymore really, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. So this is a Trestique highlight stick, but it's in this container because I use it for like inner corner. So that'll stay there. And then I have this is considered a palette. This is the Kaja Sparkling Rose palette. There's 3 eyeshadows here. This Ardency In shadow in the shade Hell. And then I have 2 Makeup Geek pigments, so we're really throwing it back with these, in the shade Utopia and in the shade Insomnia. I did have other ones of these and I ended up decluttering those, but I still love those shades. So I think what I need to do is take some time and swatch through all these and make sure everything's performing as it should be. And if not, then declutter. But for right now, that is where my single shadows stand. Now we're gonna grab this drawer and this drawer. So not a ton to go through here. This is like eyeliners and extra mascaras. We have this Maneater mascara and this Bite mascara that I need to use. I have my sharpener in here, extra pads for my eyelash curler, and then we have this concealer. I don't really wear concealer, but I have it just in case. Oh, this is another mascara. This is a Maybelline one. And then these are all liners. So this is an Essence black eyeliner. This is a Makeup Forever purple liner. This is this big fat liner by Rockins. And this is a graphic pen. I think I need to go through those liners because the only one I ever really pull for is this Makeup Forever one. And I have obviously several black eyeliners, but I was never using those because I was trying to finish up my Avon eyeliner, as many of you know. So I think I need to take a look at that and see, like, again, what's working, what's not, and declutter. And then in this drawer, I just have lashes, which I never wear, but you know, these are all looking brand new. And the lash glue that I have is House of Lashes, which is superior. So I keep that in case I ever really need them. This part lifts up, so I'm gonna take this off and bring it down. So I have a variety of different products up here. I have these 3 setting sprays in here right now. I have some of my like prettier lipsticks. So these are Jaclyn Hill, Carly Bible El Maquillage. This is Ciate London, the Jessica Rabbit collab. But look at that packaging, it's like absolutely stunning. So that's why it's up here. Patrick Ta lip gloss, Carly Bible El Maquillage lip gloss, another Patrick Ta lip gloss, and then 2 Dose of Colors liquid lips. These are 3 City Lips lip glosses. This is like a little like scent thing that my friend from work made me. Then I also keep my MAC Fix Plus up here. And then I just have a variety of different lip liners back here. Kylie Beauty Vault and Carly Bible Il Maquillage liners. I have this Rare Beauty lip cream, bigger lip pencils. So these 2, this one's NARS, this one's Kiko Milano, and this one's Dose of Colors. I finished everything that sits on top of my desk, shelves underneath my desk, and that's where I keep these products. A variety of lipsticks here. These 4 are all from Merit. This one's Oma Beauty. These ones are Maybelline. Laura Geller, NARS, Soap and Glory, Revlon, MAC, and Charlotte Tilbury. And then I have my palettes, so I keep most of them in here, but not all of them fits. ABH Nouveau palette, the Pat McGrath Mothership, I think volume 10, Huda Beauty Empower palette. This is additional single shades that I have that don't fit in that drawer and I keep in a palette. These are ColourPop, Makeup Geek. I think this is Steal a Kitten. And then this is a blush, which I'm honestly not sure where that's from. Then I have ABH Jackie Aina palette. This is a Spanglish palette, Lorac Pro palette, Urban Decay, Naked Volume 1 palette. This is Kathleen Light's Il Makiage collab palette, Tati Beauty Volume 1 palette, and then the two Morphe Jaclyn Hill palettes, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Okay, then lastly, I have this drawer. This includes some just extra products that I'm not currently using. So I have a couple of setting sprays in here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Blur Setting Spray. This is the Neogen All Day Locking Fixer Setting Spray. And then I have some base products. So House Labs Foundation. This is Makeup by Mario Foundation. And this is a NARS foundation. And that is the whole of my collection. So I feel like it's a pretty curated collection. And I feel like though, while I have a lot of like older products, I continue to work through them in my project pans. And like I said, I do think I need to spend a little bit of time decluttering to make sure that everything's performing as it should. But hopefully that gave you a good sense of where my collection sits. I don't think it's overwhelming. I actually think it's in quite a good spot right now. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.